Are you immune to it?
I'm immune. 2, 1. 4-time with Myriad. You got Coach Jared here, and we got Coach Shane joining us today. Special guest. I felt like, I know some about you, but I don't know a ton about you. And if I don't know a ton about you, then, the community at large doesn't know a ton about you. I was like, everyone loves Shane, so why don't we learn a little bit more about him as we go through? So that's why Shane's here today. So Shane, who are you? How long you been here? Anything you want to share? Well, who are you? How long you been here? And then we'll go from there.
Well, I'm Shane, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm father of 2, husband of Kelly, Coach Kelly,
Coach
which everybody
Kelly.
knows, right? She's fantastic. I've been a member
She's
since...
okay. I'm just kidding. Coach Kelly's awesome. She's the best.
You're going to get me in trouble. So I've been a member since 2012, so I've been here for a while. So August of 2012 is around the time I joined originally.
I can't even do the math on that. So that's 13
years.
13 years.
We're coming up on 13 years next month, yep.
That's
so
wild.
It's been a minute, yeah.
So what made you join in August of 2013?
Prior to this, I was cycling for fitness. So, I'd be out on the Culture Trail heading over to Monon, and I would pass the old Delaware location, and I saw all these people working out outside, and I'm like, looks like they're having fun. And I wanted something different, something community driven. Totally. I could get a little bit with cycling and some of the groups that I rode with, but I wanted something different. It's something, my background was military, so I wasn't just into cardio. Totally. I wanted to, get full body in. Saw what you guys were doing. I was like, I got to check this out. Just went online, signed up for the intro workout, and that's...
Was that the Thursday night class at the time?
Yeah, that was a Thursday night class and specific time, and I think Shannon Brassavan was my coach.
Yeah.
And I remember rowing, and she taught form, like you row up to your neck, and all the things that we would slap hands for today. But we changed, right?
I'll make sure I tell Shannon that. But 100%, yeah.
No, it was great though. Started, I was sore for 2 or 3 days, and then I came back and signed up, and it was, I don't know, the rest is history. I ramped up over time. I used to only do 3 to 5 workouts. Now I do 5 to 7 workouts depending on the week. But love it.
So talk to me a little bit about like before CrossFit, before joining the community. Where are you originally from?
Yeah. Shelbyville, Indiana, so south of here about
Shelbyville. And then military. Talk to me a little bit about military.
So I joined the military out of high school because I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do at that time.
And so I was like 18, 19?
Yeah, 18 years old. So this was 1999, so aging myself a little bit.
That's totally good.
Went in the military, joined, signed up for the infantry and Rangers. So I was at 3rd Range Battalion, which is in Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay.
Did 3 years there. Then I transferred to 82nd Airborne Division.
Wow.
Did a year there. And then got out, joined the National Guard because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after that, 100%. I knew I was going to college, so I went to college for IT, doing the stuff I do today.
Where'd you go to school?
IUPUI.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then so...
Jaguars!
Well, there are no more, right?
Well, there's still Jaguars. Now it's IU Indy, but yes.
Yeah. So I went from there, though, and got reactivated with the National Guard to Texas. So I spent a year loading equipment on 2 boats and planes to go over to Iraq. And then I also worked with the Department of Defense as an information assurance security officer during that time. So that's kind of like some of my intro into IT work as well.
Gotcha. Then how did you end up getting into the world of IT as like a citizen, I guess you would say?
Just went to college. Actually, I was on a summer break, and I got offered a gig doing some PC technician work, and so that was my real intro. And then I just kind of worked my way up through management. And now I'm director level, but I enjoy IT work. I enjoy fitness, but I would say after the military, my fitness kind of suffered. Right, like I was just working, gaining weight. I got up to 290 pounds. And then I was like, oh, I got to do something with my life. Got control, started cycling, started walking, got down to around 210 when like early days. And then, COVID hit, ballooned back up. And then, you ebb and flow with this stuff a little bit. The fitness is important. The nutrition is just as important, right? But I do this because I enjoy the workouts. I enjoy the community. I enjoy how they make me feel. I'm not trying to be a fitness model or anything like that. Now, could you with this? Oh, definitely. Right, but if I had some discipline, I'd probably look a little bit.
So last year, you hit the 300 club.
I did, yep.
Which is 300 classes in 1 year, which is, I always do the math, 25 classes a month, right?
Yep.
Is like, but you were way over the 300 club. I think you were like 380 or so. Or
yeah, 350, 380, somewhere in that neighborhood, yep.
How do you create a habit of being here that often and not burning out and not hurting yourself and not being overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think that's tough to navigate, especially for someone who's new to this and their body's not accustomed to working out all the time. I think you ramp up over time, and at a certain point, you just go, I'm going to go full send. I'm going to try 7 days a week and see how my body does. You will naturally start scaling back certain days, right? You're going to take it easier on certain days than you would other days, and you kind of navigate your way through. Now, I will say, having done that, I think I'm a fan of 1 rest day a week now. I think the 6 days a week is probably more ideal for me instead of trying to do 7 days a week. But I think it is important to like just make a commitment to yourself that this is just a part of my life. I go to the gym. And then like if I don't get to go to the gym, Kelly's worse than I am, but if she doesn't get her workout in, I know. Like people don't want to deal with us because we're going to be grumpy, right? Yeah. But you just got to make it a part of your life, I think, more than anything.
Totally. So talk to me a little bit about what you've learned over the years, because I'm in the same boat, right? I mean, doing this for 14, 15 years myself. You know, you learn about intensity. And so you talked about like, you know, you used to come 7 days in a row, 6 days in a row, but like all 6 of those days aren't at 100% Shane Wells intensity. So what does that look like for you?
Like, what do you mean? Sorry.
So like on some days, like, I mean, are you going 100% on every single workout?
Oh God, no. You know, we've got those workouts that, if it's a bike workout, I'm going to go full send. If it's a row workout like today, I'm probably going to go full send. If it's a thruster workout, there's a good chance I'm phoning in. Or if there's double unders, I'm going to try to do the double unders, and I know they're going to slow me down, so my intensity is going to reduce, right? But then I'm working on a skill, so I treat that as my skill day.
For sure.
Or, you know, if it's like some front squats and I know I'm having issue with depth, I'm going to say, I'm not going to go super heavy. I'm not going to go super hard, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hit depth today. I'm going to hit, you know, so we can pick our challenges in CrossFit, and it doesn't have to be heart rate driven or strength driven. We can be like, you know, I'm going to focus on form today, and that's my challenge. And that's, you know, that's going to help your body recover and put you in a better position for the next workout.
You know? I like what you said there. It's like every single day can have its own specific goal, right? And like that can help you make this more achievable, make the habits more achievable, making it in here more often more achievable, versus like every single day I'm coming in and giving 100% and I'm sore, tired, hurt, whatever that can be.
That can lead to injury.
Correct. And like we have to learn that, like, you know, the way I typically take it is like, you know, 2 or 3 days you're going to be at, you know, 80%, 90%. You know, 1 day is going to be, you know, 50, 60%, or maybe 1 or 2 days, 50, 60%, kind of like active recovery type days. And then there might be a 100% day, that like a full send type day that's like, ooh, this is the workout I really want to give it a go this week and just go hard on. And that's made it manageable for the amount of time we're doing it. You also have jumped into High Rocks a little bit. You did a 6-week training course previously. What is it that you enjoy about High Rocks and then training as a whole in that world?
One, you know, it's a little different than what we're accustomed to with standard CrossFit. It's more of an endurance-based CrossFit. Being a bigger guy, people will look at me and be like, "Oh, he's a strength athlete." I'm a cardio athlete.
I know.
I love cardio, so
I think you and I are very similar.
Yeah, I think we're very similar in that regard. Yeah.
It's like I don't really want to lift heavy. I just give me a cardio piece and like I'm in.
Let me just grind.
I'm a bigger guy, like I just like Let
me grind. Yeah. So I do fluctuate towards that a little bit. I did go to the High Rocks in Miami with Kelly in April, and just being in that environment and the buzz, it was really cool. It was electric. And then seeing, you know, the competitors, the athlete, the setup, and then we did the event here, and it was awesome. A lot of fun. Everybody was enjoying it. I love getting back to sleds too. We don't always have the opportunity to do that. That's a lot of fun. And then breaking out sandbags, it's great. Like it's just a little different. It's fun. It's a different type of challenge. The people are great. I feel like everybody cheers everybody on. It's so awesome. It's just CrossFit.
So, yeah, just CrossFit. Yeah, you said it. I didn't even have to say it there. I wasn't even, you know, poking you that way, and you said it. So for those listening, I mean, it's essentially just to get better at High Rocks, to do High Rocks fitness racing. Like doing CrossFit is, you know.
There's a reason that some of the top athletes in High Rocks right now are CrossFit Games athletes.
Yeah, totally, 100%. You've recently joined us as a coach on the coaching staff. Talk a little bit about like that journey, that process, how that's been, how that feels. Anything that you'd be willing to share there. Don't worry about the timer. We're good.
So we had the leadership program, which was excellent, right?
Yeah.
So it was a 10-week series.
I believe so.
10-week series, and we got to go over different coaching techniques, member interaction, SOPs, different things like that. Some basics. I was able to do the CrossFit level 1 test, which was awesome in the course that was hosted here. That was fantastic. And then, we have the coaching level method, I guess you could call it.
Yep.
And it's basically just like a checklist similar to what we use for the fitness side. And it's, orange level, that's when you're ready to coach. So you kind of work your way up to that orange level. You check all the boxes and then they release you to coach. It's awesome. It's been a great program, a great onboarding. You guys are really good at, I think, you've gotten really good at onboarding and your leadership program. We do a lot of this kind of stuff in my industry, in the corporate side. And I think we could learn a few things from what you guys have done here. So
I love hearing that. I remember this like 7-8 years ago. One of our coaches, Mike Wellner, we were doing a review with him, a yearly review with our coaches at the time. And he's like, man, this is a more in-depth review than I get at Salesforce, I think is what at the time he was with. And I was like, oh, cool. So hearing that about the onboarding and how in-depth it is, but that's how important, like our product, our service is. It's a service industry, right? And there's every single detail matters, every single interaction matters, all the relationships matter. So it is important that everyone kind of feels like they're built up with that. What is your favorite thing to do outside of CrossFit? We'll just call it that. Outside of fitnessing, what's your favorite thing to do?
I got to go with a canned answer. Spending time with my family. I love.
Outside of spending time with your family, which is true, and
it is true. It is really true. Yeah. But outside, I'm a man of several hobbies. I love golfing. I love motorcycling. I love tinkering. I didn't know you motorcycle. Repair. Yeah, do
you have one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Is it what kind of bike?
It's an MT10. It's a Yamaha MT10.
Okay.
Yep. So it's called a hyper naked bike.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means it's it almost looks like a crotch rocket with all the fairings stripped off of it, and you're in a more upright position, so you're not down like this. So it's
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
See, we just learned something new. If you knew that, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Golfing. How often do you golf?
Not as much as I like to, right?
Okay.
I kind of pick and choose which hobby I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I think this year, I've not really done much outdoors. I've done a lot of indoor golfing, and I need to really get out. I was going to get out today, but I was like, oh, it's going to be too hot, and I'm being a baby.
It is hot out right now.
Yeah.
Favorite movement, I know the answer to this already, but favorite movement in CrossFit?
The assault bike, or the bike.
The bike.
The Echo bike,
Yeah, same. Yeah. Huge fan of that too.
It's awesome. Yeah. And I was actually just talking to Rory, and he's like, it's the level that you can get to with the Echo bike, right? It's that grind. You're like, if I just give 2 more RPM, I'm gonna shave 10 seconds off this time, but you're gonna kill yourself.
Totally.
And I love it. Yeah.
So 13 years, coming up in 13 years, what is the biggest piece, parting advice, anything that you can share with people, whether it's as an athlete, whether it's as a coach, whether it's as a community, anything that you can share that why are you still here after 13 years?
Yeah, one, it is the community, right? They're fantastic. All the people are fantastic. The coaches are fantastic. I love fitness, so that is a part of it. But if it wasn't for the people, I would have definitely moved on. But I think you just got to find some type of consistency with what you're doing, right? Pick a goal, stick with it. It does truly just become something that you don't even think about. You're like, oh no, I go to the gym at that time, right? It is a priority. It's a part of your life. So just try to find that and fit it into your life and your schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find that when I take 2 days off, I'm more likely to take 3 days off.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that, I don't know if, who was it? The habit. Jerry Seinfeld's just write a joke every single day, and if you ever fell off of not writing a joke, then all of a sudden you fell off for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and so it's keep that consistent. It's granted you can't do fitness necessarily every single day, but like you said, you start to take more and more days off, then you're gonna find that. So find a habit that works for you and go through. Awesome. Well, Shane, thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. We're done. Thank you, sir.